Ladies and gentlemen, this young man that we have coming up right now for you viewers and listeners across the country is this man can do it all. He's a entrepreneur. He's a recording artist in his own rights, and he sings background for anybody that's somebody. And the new thing he's doing is he's an author.
Really?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Dante Hall from Chicago. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning
What's
Show.
happening, brother?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing good, man. Good to have you on here.
Thanks for having me.
You know, brother, I want you to know that, I just want to let you know that we are going through our cold spell right now. It's about 57 degrees, and we got our heavy winter coats on, and we wrapped up
Yes.
and everything like
Yes.
that. We got the heat on blast.
Yes.
And so just bear with us because our bones is a little frigid this morning. How's the weather where you at?
Well, it's we had about 13 inches of snow 2 days ago.
Wow.
So we're still recovering from that. I mean, literally, like you put your foot in, and it's you up to your ankle in snow. It's about 30 some degrees here. We're also in our winter coats.
Praise the Lord. You know, one of the things about it, brother, I want you to know, Brother Hall, that I want to give you a prophetic word right now.
Oh, Lord.
And the prophetic word is
deep,
that...
we deep this morning?
Yes, I'm deep.
Deep and spooky?
That you must be saved. Because anybody that can worship in Chicago weather
Yes.
during the wintertime,
Come on.
it must be anointed of God.
Yes.
Because I went through in Chicago in the wintertime.
And what happened?
And I was accosted by the hawk.
Yeah, that hawk is serious.
That hawk hit me so hard it knocked me back into the cab.
Did you hit it back?
I told my boys to go after it, but they didn't see it, and the cab driver was laughing at me. He said that was the hawk. So I want you all to know that anybody that can live in Chicago and go to church consistently gotta be saved, because here in California, if it drizzle, we done call a world emergency and we staying home.
Right. I understand.
Right.
So, brother, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of things in your life. Let's start from the beginning. When did you get into the industry, and when did you know that you even wanted to be in the music industry?
Well, I'm a pastor's grandson, so everybody, we all start on the drums.
Yes, everybody.
And so doing the sound, and they asked me to lead a song one time, and I led it. I didn't think anything of it because my mother is a church beast. So, anything anybody else could do, really paled in comparison to what she did every Sunday. So, but people start telling me like, oh, you don't sing. I'm like, no, not really. I just know that my mama can sing and I know what she does. So I do it. And then, to move forward, I start loving the people like D'Angelo and Kim Burrell and Joe.
You start loving who?
D'Angelo, Kim Burrell, Joe, like to listen to.
So let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Did you like D'Angelo with the braids when he was naked in the video and everybody?
No, I don't like the video at all, but I like the music. It reminded me of Quartet, so I'm like, oh, that's how they sound at the church. So,
right, he's from the church.
And then before you know anything, to make a long story short, I got tapped to sing "Sold Out" by Hezekiah Walker for Donald Lawrence, because he produces all of Hezekiah Walker's stuff.
Right.
Local produces it. And it was, extra singers and then the company, extra singers and the company. And before long, I went from the extra singers to the company in that session out of nowhere. The company was like, who is this guy? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just singing. It was my first professional recording, and to be tapped by him was amazing. Then I went to
let me stop.
Go ahead.
It's your first professional recording. There's the company and there's them extra singers.
Right.
You came in as an extra singer.
And I'm in the back of the line of the extra singers.
Okay.
Because the extra singers got rank that I don't have.
Yeah. So Donald at some point was like, him there in the back, move over to this side.
He had to be listening.
I'm gonna tell you how it happened, because it almost seemed like a little movie.
Right.
So everybody was kind of overdoing it, probably trying to impress him or whatever. But I was just pacing myself because the session was from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Wow.
So, you don't have no voice like that for forever. So I'm just pacing myself. So at 1 in, he's doing his high song. I forgot what the song was on Hezekiah Walker's album, but it's a high song.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, come on, tenors, where y'all at? And somebody was like, hey, Buddy back there, they didn't even know my name. They were like, Buddy back there still got voice. I'm like, yeah, I'm just singing. I'll let the mic do the work, you know. And to basically 5 rows back, I just came up a row, until I'm right behind company. And then he said, hey, is your name Dante? I said, yeah. I was shocked he knew my name. He said, come between Floyd and Blanche. Now, Floyd and Blanche got to be 2 of the coldest singers in the world. Floyd sings, let's get back to eat and live on.
Yes.
And then Blanche sings, let me be spiritual.
Yes.
So for me to be in the middle of them, and I'm still in the middle of them, literally 13 years later. That's how it happened. Then with Yolanda Adams, she called. I didn't know it was her. I hung up on her. She called me back. I said, if it's you, sing. Then he said, oh. And then she wanted me to go to Africa with him. I'm like, what is going on? So, very long story short,
No, I have to go back to when he told you to get between Blanche and the other brother. When you got there, was you singing like this?
So I said, strange things have always happened to me. I guess they're God ordained things have happened to me my entire life. So, and that was 2008. In a way, I've sort of gotten accustomed to them. Although when I look back and when I tell people about it, they're just like, now what happened? I'm like, I can't tell you why. I mean, I was in there in a suit and tie and a briefcase because I had just come from work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I wasn't vying for no kind of nothing. You know what I mean? And then when the job went out, Donald says, hey, I heard you got more time. You want to come? Dwayne Woods is doing so well. Jason Nelson is doing so well. So why don't you come out?
Wow.
So let me ask you this question.
I said, well, that's just really good timing because I'm not working.
See?
Okay. So let me ask you a question. I heard that after the session, Blanche had a sit down with you. Now, what I heard was she had a sit down with you and she was like saying the things that you need to bring to her to stand in between her and the other guy.
Don't believe that.
Was it meant? What did she say to you after the session?
Listen, it is a club that I would definitely be hazed to be part of.
Right.
Now, if she needed juice, like I don't know if everybody know how incredible all the singers in company are.
Oh yes.
It just don't make any sense. It's world class, and I'm looking just west side of Chicago. I'm like, okay, well, what is it? But hey, I wasn't gonna ask no questions either. All right, I'm here. Maybe it's a fluke. But here it is 13 years later, I'm still there. But if Blanche or Floyd or Toby or Tommy or Kim McFarland or Treese Place, anybody could have asked me anything and I gave them anything.
Right.
Now my last question, is it true that you came in some hard bottom gators to the thing? That's all I want to know.
Y'all never know hard bottom gators.
Right. He always got a rumor. He always got a rumor.
I just wanted to know, because you said you was in a suit and you're from Chicago.
Yeah, but I was from corporate America, so like it wasn't that suit. It was the go to work suit.
Right.
Oh, you had the wingtips on.
Right. Right.
And it was probably black. It was probably black or blue or gray.
Yeah, and he probably had the soft bottoms.
Told you it was blue.
Okay. We ain't mad at you, man. We just try to get the whole story because you know how rumors start in groups, and people talk about.
And you always hearing rumors.
Yeah, well, I heard that Blanche had told him, look, when you come here, I need my tea, and it had to be at a certain temperature.
Well, he just set the record.
Guess what?
I know.
Guess what? I would have had the thermometer for her because I've learned so much from her.
Yes.
And man, it's singers, and then it's whatever Blanche and the rest of the company is. It's man. The first album I did with the company, because remember that was Hezekiah Walker.
Right.
The first album I did with company, Donald's telling them, he's not saying nothing. He's just saying, and then y'all, and look at them. Okay. And then the altos, then y'all do the little thing. And they like, okay, because Anita Wilson was with them at this point too.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he looked at the tenors like, okay, but y'all split like the Hawk and blah, blah, blah. Now, it ain't no notes been said, ain't nothing been said. But look at me like, okay, I'm looking at Floyd and Black's like, what is going on? They open their mouth, it sounds like a record the first time. He like perfect. And then it's like he got his head down on his phone and the record is done. I'm like, records get done like this?
Yes.
Well, brother, when I sung with Donald back in the day, you know what I'm saying? In my bathroom.
In your wildest dreams.
In my bathroom, while the shower was going.
What record was that? What record was that?
No, I didn't say I was on the record. I said when I sung. When I sung, see,
make it clear.
Yeah, you gotta listen now.
Make it clear.
When I sung with them, you know, in my bathroom, boy, you should have heard the harmonies that came out of there. The acoustics was amazing.
Yes.
The acoustics.
Yeah.
I think what's amazing is that you guys are from different parts of the country.
Yeah, and I was, you know, like even when he was flying people in, I'm like, well, I mean, in Chicago, we got these people in Chicago, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I was wondering, they must have opened their mouth. I said, oh.
That's why.
Oh, because again, I wasn't learned with who was, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't.
You were green. You were new. You were green. So and that's a good thing because you were able to learn. A lot of times when people come in and they think they've achieved certain status, they're not as willing to or receptive to.
Yeah, I don't even feel like that now. 13 years in, I don't feel like I'm anything other than a member of a dynamic group.
Yes.
And if you had a record and you wanted me to sing on it, I'll do it just like I do anyone else. I just don't think like that.
Right.
Now, that just blessed me. Was that for me too? If I needed you to sing on my record?
Yeah, I got you.
Praise the Lord.
You say you got to pray about it. That's the church thing. Let me pray about it, because then God will give you real revelation.
Wow, it's like that, Robert?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just telling the man what he should do on a spiritual side.
Shoot, wait a minute. I'm gonna have him sing on my thing, and it's gonna be called Dante Hall. Dante Hall sings with Dr. LT, and I'm gonna have him sing all the parts, and I'm gonna come in and go shh.
Oh, the James Cleveland
move.
I'm
gonna do the James Cleveland move.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go do that. That's all I'm gonna do.
Just pains all over my body.
Right. Now, how was it working with the Yolanda Adams?
Oh my God! I mean, man, boss lady with a heart of gold. I remember one time we were going, we had to go out. We were out of town because we fly in one day early with her because she likes for our voices to get accustomed to the city.
Yes.
Woo, all right.
And you can't. She don't want you to drink ice either.
Wait, did you see the look on his face when he said that was that bushy look?
Oh, okay. Because I'm just flying
and voice can get ready for the city.
But she's right. That's very important. That's very important. And she don't like you drinking anything or eating anything but ice.
Well, she likes Lay's. She likes Lay's potato chips.
Yes.
But she's so cool, and I hope she don't mind me saying this, but me and the musicians, you know, we just regular, you know, just guys from Chicago, so we playing cards. Right? And CeCe Winans is up, and then now it's time for us to go up. But we were at the end of the game. Do you know she was like, you know what? Because they were calling for us, Yolanda Adams crew, come on, let's go. She was like, let them finish. I said, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. Like, you literally are this cool? Because normally people are so uptight. What else? So I have nothing but good things to say about both my bosses.
Well, let me just ask a question. Who won the game?
Oh, Lord.
You lost that bad?
No, never. In spades? I'm not losing.
That's that Chicago hustle.
I'm not losing.
Like she knew how serious the game was, and she didn't want them to be distracted on stage. Let them finish this game.
She telling the promoter, hold on. They like, what are we holding up for? She was like, and then even when she comes to Chicago, you know, she's watching the football games. She's just as loud as us.
Yeah, she loves football. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and golf.
What? But anointed, appointed.
Yes.
You know, not just cool. When she gets on stage, everything changes.
Yes.
Like she can just,
Like she connects.
yeah, she just moves stuff out the way, and then it's just you, her, and God.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. You stalled the concert. The Lord moved after the Spade game. But after the concert, where do y'all go to eat?
A lot of times with Donald, we'll eat at the hotel we're normally a nice hotel, or a place out, like near the hotel.
Right.
And then with Yolanda, typically the food is kind of there.
Okay.
because
she likes to go to her hotel. She does not hang out. She likes to go to her hotel.
No, she don't mind hanging out either. It's
really.
When I tell you, and I don't know if y'all can hear that call. I'm sorry.
Yeah, tell Yolanda we'll get her next. And tell her because she's like, don't tell it all.
Right. I'm trying to cut it off. But no, she's very sociable. Like when we did Apollo, you would think that she'd be in one of the rooms. She was out in the, people taking pictures. That's her. Donald isn't necessarily as nice as he is. He might not be the one that's out all the time. Yes. But Yolanda is out all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Now when he came to San Diego, I had to talk to his manager who was standing right next to him, and she would relay it, and he would whisper in her ear, and she would.
Oh yeah.
No, don't believe that, because Donald Lawrence.
No, he's cool. I'm just saying she's just a social.
Yeah.
That's always been her. Yeah. Now, how did you transition into your solo stuff? People don't know it, but you are a solo R&B singer, and you are phenomenal.
Well, first off, I had to call Donald and Yolanda and Anita Wilson and see if it was okay, because my father dared me. He said, "Hey, I know you're singing background for these gospel people, but you got more of a gospel voice in the regular song." I'm like, "Well, what you talking about?" He was like, "You was raised on Aretha Franklin, yes. Gospel voice, regular song.
Yes.
Al Green, gospel voice, regular song.
Yes, come on.
Johnny Taylor, gospel voice, regular song." I said, "Okay." He said, "You've been singing What About My Love around the city. Why don't you just remake that? I'll pay for it."
Wow.
"Oh, all right, Pops. Hey, let me call and make sure my bosses don't think that this is going to degrade their brand or their holiness. I don't want, I wouldn't do that to them, because it was a blessing for them to even allow me on their platform."
Right.
Once they gave me the okay, then I just recorded What About My Love in 2014, and it's been on ever since.
Right, because he's a very accomplished solo artist as well.
I'm just grateful.
Yes.
Now, what about this business owner? Because I see the menu quite often.
Well, before you go there, I just wanted to ask this question. It's another rumor. Just want to find out that you was on stage singing your R&B song, and the Spirit of God fell, and you forgot that you was on stage, and you went to church. Is that true?
Hey, it happened to me. Okay. I mean, because God is in me.
Come on.
So it's no way around it. No way around it. I mean, I love God, and you'd be shocked. Not necessarily talking about my two or three gospel bosses, but you would be shocked at when I sang background for secular artists and how those prayers are and the connection. Like you'd be like, somebody know him.
Yeah.
Somebody know him. But no, I've not had that slip up where sort of, though, because the people do. I had a show with me, Tweet, and the Hamiltons. All church.
Yeah.
All church. When it comes down to it, it's all church.
Yes.
So it kind of got into a little, a little bop, whatever. And the people know it just,
because they're church folk
too. And the biggest thing about it is, and I'm going to applaud you, because the Bible tells us to go out into the highways and the byways.
Yeah.
And you can be a light in a dark place. Even like when we do House of Blues or whatever, we claim that as holy ground.
Yes.
And we go before the people, and it's so amazing how folks will come up to you in a secular environment and say you touched their life or you changed their life. So it takes a special person to be anointed to go into that highway. Not everybody's anointed, they get caught up. But
Well, God uses and chooses who he wants to. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways.
Amen.
So God has his hands on you when you take him with you, because he goes with you everywhere you go. Amen.
Amen.
He's with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Now talk about the restaurant.
So with the business, I've always owned real estate here in Chicago. And then a couple of years ago, I got the opportunity to buy a restaurant, and so I bought it, and so that's been going good. I've been glad about that. The pandemic kind of been shutting us a little down because of capacity of things.
Oh, he being so vague. He ain't naming the restaurant.
You got to name it,
Yeah,
brother.
it's almost like he don't want us to go there.
Donnie's Bar and Grill. Now, my name is Dante, but my family calls me Donnie. I hate it because it makes me sound so young. Donnie. I'm 40, like I'm grown.
Right.
So don't, but then I thought, I'm like, well, maybe I could use it for the name of my restaurant. So I did, Donnie's Bar and Grill. So, yeah.
So what's the signature dish there? Because when I fly all the way from California to Chicago in the summertime, catfish? Yes,
catfish.
Oh, we love fish.
My mother has a fish fry Fridays every Friday.
Okay.
And it's with catfish, spaghetti, salad, and garlic bread. Like when I tell you the people be, calling in, just it's serious. It's the catfish.
Now let me ask you: Have you ever packaged it up, like shrunk, put a seal on it and vacuum sealed it and froze it and shipped it to California? Have you ever done that before?
No, but there's a first time for everything.
See, I want you to go and do it. We'll bring it on air. We'll
Come on.
air, and we'll do a whole display.
And we're in over 21 countries, so
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
right.
Donnie's Bar and Grill, 117 North 19th Street, Melrose Park, Illinois.
Wait. Let's do some business. When we travel to Chicago, maybe he'll allow us to use the restaurant to go live.
For
Absolutely.
for our morning show.
Yeah.
It's a 5,000 square foot place. It's really nice. It's got the soundboard with the digital. It's nice. The mics, everything is good.
Okay, we
Because I have a lot of live
Don't act
shows
like
here,
you don't
too.
know us.
Please, I ain't even like that.
Oh no, he ain't gonna be like that because all I gotta do is call Yolanda,
Uh-huh.
my big sis. She'll handle that.
She'll be like, Robert, that's between you and
No,
Dante.
no, it's not.
Don't put me in
No,
it because
sir.
I want my catfish
Not when
I
it comes
get
to
there.
me, no sir.
When I get there, y'all work it out.
No,
Come
sir.
on, brother, work it out.
No, sir. No. Okay. Well, I see the menu because I follow you, and I'll be like, they are cooking up some stuff in that joint, bro.
Well, you heard he said his mama.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
She cold.
His granddaddy funded.
Yes.
Mama cooking. He got it good.
It's a winning combo.
Wait a minute, you got any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, but he live in Dallas, and I keep on telling him, you need to come up here because between my daddy, my mama, and like the family, it's like you need to come up here. You need to come back up here.
Well, how do you have time to do your traveling with your establishment? How does that work?
I got a great team.
Okay.
Great team, and I'm able to look at things on my phone. In terms of the registers and cameras and stuff. So it's good, and I don't even have to do anything because they're at this point we're a year and a half in, so they can kind of run it, and then they know I'm not a
Micromanager
type person. I'm saying, okay, well, you know what to do, so just do it. And the bottom line is make the customer feel good. So even yesterday I was there. I had some extra peach cobbler and banana pudding. I'm like, okay, we playing spades and stuff, but do y'all want? They like, oh my God, that's my favorite place ever. Of course.
So let me ask you this question.
A good-hearted man.
I just want to ask this question, and you can tell me if it's true or not. Is it true that you have your own booth with your name on it at your restaurant with a light
The VIP section?
Yeah. Like
no.
a spotlight over it?
Yesterday I was the cook and the janitor.
Okay.
So I don't have no section because I'm just working. And once I get done working, the people want to talk mess to me, and they want to play cards with me.
Okay.
And because I want to play cards, I let them. Come on, let's go. You want to get whooped too? You get whooped too.
Right.
No problem.
Well,
so I have no section.
I just want to let you know there's that Chicago spades, and then there's that gritty, grimy California spades that you don't want nothing about. We just going to let you have bragging rights today, but you don't want nothing about it. You don't
y'all still play with the jokers and stuff?
See, you playing.
Yeah,
you playing with us.
Well, I don't know how to play, so you talk beef with him.
Because you say it for real. You say it for real.
Now you telling on yourself? Are you?
Huh?
You be throwing dice. You be throwing dice and stuff.
Evangel, who grew up in Emerald Hills. You had to learn somehow to play spades.
Okay.
Don't you mess with KK. Leave her alone.
Right. She didn't grow up in church like us.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Praise the Lord.
Right. So I'm hearing, and as I watch you, a servant's heart. And that's probably why God is taking you so far in everything that you do, because you've been serving everything you talked about. You're a background. You're pushing this. You're pushing that. People don't realize that to be a good leader, you must first be a good follower, and it goes in order, and then you become the leader. Let's talk about you being so easy to help others.
I think it's got to do with intention, because like even with me, I guess as you're pointing out, serving, I really didn't look at it like that, but I mean, I could see how you arrived at that. From my standpoint, there was never no master plan to, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this. I was just doing whatever was in front of me because it was a blessing for someone to take you along on their journey. I mean, at the end of the day, there are a million people that could do what I do. So for somebody to tap you out of nowhere,
yes,
break all their kind of stuff that they have, already set, and then include you in on it, is more of an honor than anything. Donald said something when we were doing Hezekiah Walker's stuff, and we sing for everybody.
Yes,
he was like, hey, when people think enough of you to include you in on their stuff, you need to be more grateful. So that's the part I'm more so thinking about, the fact that I'm included in on something, and whatever happens from my standpoint, that's not really in the plan. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I could be somebody's vice principal at a school, but not think like, ooh, one day I'm gonna be the principal. Like, I'm just doing whatever I'm supposed to do, and then whatever comes from that comes from that.
Right.
And that's just how I've always lived.
Wow.
So brother, I just got, while I was sitting here,
oh Lord,
I got an idea.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Now watch this, and I think that you're gonna like this idea. I think you should call the card company and get them to make Donnie's Bar and Grill cards.
Ooh.
And every time that people come and play, you know what I'm saying, they got to use the Donnie's Bar and Grill cards. And then you can market them all over the world to say, if you that bad, play with Donnie's Bar and Grill. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's good promotion.
Writing it down now.
I just thought about that, because if you really love spades,
right,
we could parlay. You've been parlaying a whole bunch of stuff,
and he's so successful.
You know what I'm saying? And you could also have your picture on a shirt where you just, with your and everything. I guarantee you, the folks that will come in there will be trying I want that shirt. Especially you could have one that says either I beat Donnie or Donnie whooped me in spades.
Okay.
Or they could have, the third one would be I challenge you to a spade game. And so when they come in, you'll see what's on their mind just by the shirt they're wearing.
I got it.
Okay. I'm finished.
I mean, that's come on, Brandon.
Let's talk about the book.
Look. I done wrote all that down. It's going up on that board behind me.
I see
the board.
Then it's going to be out. Trust me. I don't play no games.
Yeah.
It'll be maybe about a weekend.
Now let's talk about this, Arthur. Come on, Arthur. What's going on?
Let's talk about the book.
Yeah, the book.
Yes. People always ask me, well, why do you talk so old? And by that they mean like, I just say some of the things that my grandparents said and older people around me, because I really paid attention. My parents didn't really like it, especially my daddy, because my daddy I'm a really good father to you. Why are you always around your grandfather? I'm like, well, that's granddaddy. Right. But so I picked up a lot of their sayings, like, there's a dead cat on the line. Just different things that they said that, people look at me and see that I'm kind of not old. I'm kind of hip. I'm an older person, but I'm kind of hip.
Right.
My spirit is kind of hip.
Right.
But they're wondering, like, but why are you saying these things that are like so like you supposed to be 80 and 90 years old?
Right.
And I thought about it. I'm like, I had the best grandparents in the world. My grandmother passed in 97 and my grandfather passed in 08. And I was like, what's a better way to honor them than to memorialize their sayings? The other thing, and is not to be, we in Black History Month, but, even when I do the things for the covers of Johnny Taylor and Al Green and all that,
right,
it's so that the stuff just ain't gonna die.
Right.
It should not be that, you have to go to an 8-track or, that's off it should be something like current that you can kind of listen to that references back to that.
Right.
That's authentically Black.
Right.
And in that same vein is why I did the book, because those are Black, like it's just Black. It is no, don't you know how they say Miley Cyrus is twerking? Mm-hmm. It's like, no, that's not quite that. Now, I want to keep the Black stuff as authentically Black as I can. And I don't want it to go off. I don't want it to die when people are passing on. I want it to live on like it should.
Well, you and I talked about that because some of our lighter brothers and sisters will always try to come and take.
Now you leave Paula White out of this. Don't break.
I didn't talk about the
Do not break Paula White.
No, now you try to stir me up, but I'm gonna be
African angels. They're coming. African angels. They're coming.
Right.
All right, here the sound victory.
See.
So let me ask you a question. In the book, is there a saying that says if you play with a puppy, he'll lick you in the mouth?
No, but I love that one. I think I want that one.
Yeah.
Well, but look, I do have one that says, if you watch a monkey dance, you'll catch a step.
You don't believe that fat means greasy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother's favorite one, stop being trifling.
Stop being trifling. If you play with a puppy, he'll lick your face.
He'll lick you in the mouth. If you play with a puppy, he'll lick you in the mouth. I love that. Lie down with dogs, you'll come up with fleas.
Yeah, see, in the Black race, there's always something.
If you lie, you'll steal, and if you steal, you'll kill.
Yes.
Listen, I got one in there that say, a real thief will steal lard from a biscuit.
See, that's some old people.
Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying. I don't want it to. And it's a hardcover book. Yeah. I figure you could just put it on your coffee table. Look at them sometime. Yes. Of course, I don't have all the sayings.
Right.
Maybe you think of some sayings, and then y'all just have y'all dialogue about those times and what it meant, and how maybe I didn't understand what it meant before, but now I'm using it all the time. I mean, I'm about to use if you lie with a dog, he'll lick you in the mouth. I mean, I'm already knowing that. I'm knowing that that's. Mm-hmm. These are things that come up for me now, and they make so much more sense. And it can't just be
right.
Me.
It's like music. When you hear certain music, like when I listen to Andre Crouch or the Hawkins, it takes me back to the little boy who would look at the back of LPs and be like, "That's such and such," and then come to now. Many of these people are writing for my album. Yeah. They're friends of mine, and that kind of stuff. You'd be like, "Who would have thought 30 years from then?" I would know these people. It's the same thing with what you're saying. It takes you back to that special place.
Mm-hmm.
So we want you to go ahead and send us your book so that we can promote it here on the station and talk about it. But I want to say to you, my friend, that it is really a pleasure just chopping it up with you.
His spirit.
We love everything that you do. You are an African American who is living life out loud as a saved, sanctified Christian, doing secular music and Christian music, having a spirit of integrity everywhere you go. Your reputation is impeccable, and the one thing about it is what they see is what they get, and we appreciate you for that.
Thank you so much.
Morning.
I appreciate it, man. That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and I appreciate you reaching back out to me so expeditiously, because I reached out to you, and that says a lot. Because you didn't have me going through 10 managers and all that kind of stuff.
The people doing all that, but it don't take all that. Not all the time. It does not take all that all the time. So no. But thanks for reaching out to me. I mean, I'm wanting to get the word out about my book. So thank you for reaching out to me.
Yes, and I've been a fan. I told him I've been a fan of his, listening to his music and stuff for a while.
So Robert, can you ask your famous question now?
Okay. I like him. So my famous question is, I'll give you $3 million. If I gave you $3 million to put together the Dante Hall Presents concert, the artist could be dead or alive, who would be on your bill?
Aretha Franklin, Donny Hathaway, James Moore, Walter Hawkins.
Okay, see, you forgot to mention my name, but I'm gonna charge that to your head and not to your heart right now. Because I was like, shh.
He opened up with prayer. He opened up with prayer.
No, I'm the shush guy. I quiet the crowd.
But we don't want no shushing. We want the Spirit of God to move.
No. You remember when Ray Charles was there and people were really noisy and the guy lowered the lights?
But that's back then. People now know how to act.
Okay, so I can't
in
shush
place.
him.
No shush. You pray or just intercede. How about that?
You see, Brother Hall, he won't even, I was in my anointing of shush and he done took it away from me.
But I said pray. Pray without ceasing.
Man, we're excited about having you here, and we're excited about coming to Chicago, visiting your restaurant, and really excited about your book. I'm gonna literally, when it comes, I'm gonna pull it out, and I'm gonna say the quote for the day.
You know what? We could do that. We could do the quote for the day.
And then be like, and if you want this book, is it digital too? Is it digital?
They can go to Dante, www.dantesoul.com/book.
Okay.
And that's it. Or just follow me on Instagram, DT Hall 141, Facebook, Dante Hall, Twitter, Dante_Hall. Okay. And all the stuff is there. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. We have this phenomenal entrepreneur, singer, man of God who loves his grandma and grandpa, and father still looking at him like, look, I'm good to you. But right here on GOD Radio, we see why people love this man so much. Yeah. Robert O'Dean, let's introduce his song.
Well, this is a song he led with the Donald Lawrence and Company.
And it is called The Gift. Right here on GOD Radio 1.